Okay, Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. So now we are going into the second subtopic of topic 1, which is the states of matter. Okay, but first let's have a look at this learning outcome. Okay, so for the learning outcome, we are going to learn the general properties of solid, liquid and gas. And in terms of 4 things, we are going to have a look at the arrangement of the particles and then the shape, the density and also the compressibility. Okay, so arrangement of particles adalah susunan zarah tersebut. Shape dia pula, shape lah, bentuk. Density, nanti Miss insert kat bawah ni, Miss tak ingat. Ketumpatan. Lama Miss buffering otak Miss. Okay, and then compressibility. Nantilah Miss cari apa maksud compressibility. Compressibility tu adalah kalau kita boleh kasih tolak lagi. Miss tak ingat apa nama bahasa Melayu. Tak apa. Nanti kita tengok apa dia. Okay, nanti Miss letak kat bawah apa benda compressibility. Okay, so first, before that, let's have a look at these photos here. So we have ice, okay, and then we have water, and we also have steam. Okay, so what are the similarities of all of these 3 matters? Okay, so anyone knows? Can anyone figure out by now? Okay, persamaan ketiga-tiga ni, Miss harap ada yang dapat fikirlah. Okay, so the similarities of all of these 3 methods, all of them are H2O. Okay, semuanya adalah H2O molecules. Okay, it's just that they are in 3 different forms. Okay, so matter comes in different forms ataupun sebenarnya kita lebih selalu panggil sebagai states. Okay, so they come in 3 states of matter. Okay, we have solid, we have liquid and also we have gas. Okay, so each of the states have different properties in terms of the arrangement of particles, the shape, the density and also the compressibility. Okay, so first let's have a look at this solid. So for solid, the arrangement of the particles, so as you can see in the diagram here, okay, so as you can see they are very closely packed to one another, the particles. Okay, and the position is fixed. So kalaulah ini sebenarnya adalah diagram yang bergerak kan, sebenarnya kamu akan nampak all the particles sebenarnya dia static je, dia fixed at one place only. Okay, therefore the arrangement of particles, they are closely packed in a fixed position. Okay, meanwhile the shape, since it is in a fixed position, bermaksud even the shape pun jadi fixed juga. Okay, so that is why bila dia punya shape adalah fixed, even the volume itself is also fixed. Okay, and in terms of density pula, so density dia disebabkan dia very close to one another, there's no space in between kan, therefore the density is very high lah. Okay, due to the closely packed arrangement. Okay, because the density is mass over volume kan. Bila something yang very padat, bermaksud the mass is very high. Okay, so bila mass high, bermaksud the density is also high. Okay, so kita tengok apa relationship sebenarnya density dengan mass ni. So density is rho equals to mass over volume. So basically if the mass increases, sebab lagi banyak partikel dalam tu, bermaksud even the density is also increased. Okay, so that is why the density for a solid is very high. And then in terms of compressibility pula, since it is fixed, all the particles are very close to one another. Okay, so boleh tak kamu nak try tolak lagi supaya dia jadi makin squeeze and makin kecil? No, tak boleh. Okay, so basically in terms of compressibility for a solid, it is incompressible. Okay, so it cannot be compressed because there are no free space between the particles. Sebab tak ada ruang. Okay, tak ada ruang dah in between, therefore tak boleh nak tolak dah. Okay, so it is incompressible. Meanwhile untuk liquid pula, so I think from the diagram you can figure out Okay, it's a bit different compared to solid. So it is still looking like they are closely arranged between one another. However, they are not in a fixed position. Okay, they are arranged randomly. Kan, dia tak fix pun dekat satu tempat. Kita boleh nampak ada ruang kosong sikit tu. Okay, therefore untuk arrangement of particles for liquid, the particles are arranged closely but not rigidly. Not rigidly meaning dia tak fix dekat a position. Okay, in terms of shape pula, okay, therefore in terms of shape, dia tak adalah fixed shape, tapi dia akan follow the shape of container. Okay, but then the volume is still definite lah. Okay, kita still boleh cari a definite volume for liquid. And then the density pula, okay, so density dia kita buat comparison compared to solid tadi. Okay, so kalau solid has a very high density, therefore untuk liquid pula, it has, dah tengok gas pula kan dekat sini, sepatutnya kita boleh cakap, kalau kamu nak cakap higher density than gas boleh, ataupun kalau kamu nak cakap lower density than solid pun boleh, dua-dua diterima. Okay, so it has higher density than gas because it is still, dia punya arrangement is still closely packed to one another. Okay, so that is why dia masih lagi tinggi lah density dia compared to gas. Okay, disebabkan dia punya arrangement masih lagi dekat tu one another. Meanwhile, in terms of compressibility pula, despite kamu boleh nampak ada space in between the particles, but the space is actually very small. Okay, very small. So that is why untuk liquid ni kita boleh cakap dia punya compressibility is actually almost incompressible. Okay, almost tak boleh pun kita nak compress dia. More difficult to be compressed compared to gas. Okay, tapi basically it's actually very difficult, almost incompressible actually. Okay, so due to the very little empty spaces between the particles. And lastly, we have a gas. Okay, we have a gas particle. So dalam contoh ni ada 3 je gas particle kat situ. Okay, so we only have these 3. So arrangement of particles, obviously the particles are very far apart from one another. Okay, so bila dah far apart from one another ni, meaning space yang ada adalah sangat besar. Okay, therefore in terms of shape pula, there's no definite shape sebab particles tu dia tak fix at one place kan. Particles tu bergerak, therefore there is no definite shape and there's no definite volume as well. Okay, and then in terms of density, since sikit je particles dia, therefore space dia pula sangat besar. Okay, so bila space sangat besar, bermaksud the density akan menurun. Okay, so low density due to the arrangement of gas particles are very far apart from one another because of the large space between the particles menyebabkan dia jadi low density. Okay, and then in terms of compressibility, so what do you think about this? Since dia ada banyak space, therefore kita boleh compresskan dia. Contoh macam mana kita nak tengok compress adalah kalau kamu ada piston ataupun syringe tu kan. I mean like kalau kita just tarik syringe tu, kita boleh tarik, sebenarnya kita tarik gas sebenarnya masuk dalam. Okay, and then kalau kita try tolak, dapat je kan? So gas is compressible. Okay, so we're done actually. Okay, we have seen the general properties of each of the states of matter. Okay, but then Miss just nak bagi kamu satu fun fact. Okay, so kalau kita tengok gambar ni, apa yang kamu boleh tengok sebenarnya kat sini? Kalau kita tengok, air berada dekat bawah, ais berada dekat atas. Sedangkan ais adalah solid, air adalah liquid. Supposedly, which one has a higher density? Tadi kita belajar, solid has a higher density compared to liquid kan. Sebab tu kalau kita ada satu baldi air, kamu pergi masukkan batu ke apakah, semua benda tu akan jatuh ke bawah kan. But then ice being a solid, kenapa ice tu floating kat bawah? Okay, so this is because liquid H2O, okay, is somehow denser compared to the solid itself. Okay, so apa yang main peranan kat sini nanti kita akan belajar dalam topik-topik akan datang. Okay, so bye-bye. I think that's all.